Are we on?
Yeah, that's
We're
it
on.
now. We've started
Wow.
recording. Great stuff. So,
Happy day.
another week, just me and you.
Yeah, another week. We had a couple of people on, didn't we, last few weeks?
I think it's good just to mix it up a bit. I think having a couple of sessions with me and you, and get a couple of guests on a bit, just so we can sort of chat about certain subjects and give people some feedback with solutions. I think probably try and look at getting someone on next week. So, you know, obviously we're putting this on the group, so drop me or Johnny a message if anyone wants to be a guest next week, and obviously just a little bit of context on the podcasts. You know, in terms of why me and Johnny do it is we like to discuss a topic like today, overthinking, give our sort of opinion on it, and the issues it's caused us in the past and how we've overcome them. So, in terms of us having a guest speaker on it, it's just really for you to share your journey. If you know, if it's something that you're continuing on, you know, you want people to sort of hear your story, and no pressure, is it?
Yeah. No, there's no pressure. It's just opening up a little bit, and I find that the guests that we've had on, you've got a lot of insight from that, and I've gained a lot from that just listening to them.
Yeah.
So there's always something to be gained from it, definitely.
Of course, you listen back, and you can always resonate with somebody's story, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. There's always something to take from a story from somebody. You know,
And
you
I
might
think
not have gone through what they've gone through.
everyone's different, aren't they? I think, and I think
Yeah.
everyone's going to have a different journey to. Some people have finished it. Well, you never quite finish it, do you? That's the wrong thing to say, really. But it continues, doesn't it? Because you'll always have obstacles. But some people might be at the start of it. I think in terms of overthinking, you know, my sort of journey with overthinking is probably stretched back to being a kid, and it comes back to what causes it, and you know what issues overthinking can cause. It can be confidence. I mean, I remember when I was at uni, and we had to do like you'd stand up in front of a seminar of 30, 40 people, and you'd have to present something, and I got that overwhelmed in the fact that, oh my God, I've got to stand up in front of 30, 40 people here and actually talk about subjects. Rather than actually thinking about, I know this stuff, I'm good at this, and I enjoy it, and I'm gonna enjoy talking about it. There was none of that. It was just kind of like I was listening to fusing with the thoughts inside my head. It was kind of like, right, so I'm doing this presentation. It's not right now. It might be. I think generally when we did present. God, this was a long time ago. At uni, when we did presentations at uni, you'd know in advance. You'd have a couple of months' notice. But I got that embedded in my thoughts, overthinking. They're going to judge me. What if I'm crap? What if people laugh at me? And what if I don't know what I'm talking about? And what if I stutter halfway through? And what happens if I fail? And there's just a million things I was overthinking. And the reality of things are they're just thoughts inside my head, and nobody gives a shit. You know, nobody's gonna. I'm in a class with 30, 40 other people. They're doing exactly the same thing as me, and at the end of the day, they're not there. It's not like being at school where you have to go. They're actually there to help you and listen. And I should what I should have been doing was enjoying the experience, because by me standing up and doing public speaking, it gets me to the point where I am today.
Exactly. You know? And you'll look back on that moment and go, do you know what? That was something that, you started out with. You weren't going to be great first off, just doing it, overthinking about everything. Now you go into stuff with a lot more confidence because you're like, I'll smash this out of the park because I've done it 10, 20 times or whatever. And then you gain that confidence from doing more things. And then the overthinking you sort of reduce it because you're just taking a bit of action with with the stuff that you're doing. Like presenting, like for me, still that's something that's amazing. What you do there,
Still doing the same thing,
yeah.
yeah. We're
It,
doing a podcast.
I was Kate's gone to when I was in the gym last night and I was doing some exercises and halfway through I thought, do a bit of a tit, when you're doing it, and then I'm looking around, everyone else is just thinking the same thing. It's mad, isn't it? So everyone's not looking at you. Say everyone's just doing their own thing, and I just thought, you know what, I'm enjoying this workout. I'm going to carry on with it, and I felt so much better after it. So it's yeah, we all overthink. It's like before I went for a run. I was going to go for a walk, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for a run. And guess what? I've just probably posted, I think, a PB, one of my quickest runs. So it just goes to show that we all like overthink now and again. But I just thought I'm going to do it, bang. And most of the time, when I've said that and I've done it, and I look back, I've gone, wow. Yeah, I could have been years ago. I'd be sat there and I wouldn't have moved, and I just gone, oh, not going to, no. That's
there you
it.
go, John. You've hit the nail on the head. I think you just said years ago you wouldn't have moved because you were overthinking it that much. You actually fused with the thoughts inside your head. You believed them. You thought, I'm not going to take action today because I don't feel I can. And I think that's overthinking. I think that's what holds a lot of people back from doing more things. It's like they overthink absolutely everything. It's like they need to know the ins. That's like something as simple as doing a bit of public speaking like that. For me now, looking back at that, it's nothing major. It's not like I'm stepping. It's not like I'm going into a boxing ring now, right? I've got a fight on Saturday with I wouldn't do it because I boxed. I couldn't really call myself a boxer. I went for about a year, but you know what I mean? It's like stepping inside a boxing ring on Saturday with no training. Of course, you're going to overthink that.
Yeah.
But going back to when I was doing this topic at university, well, I'm studying it and I know it. I know what I'm talking about, and I stand up there and have the confidence to speak in front of people. It's not like I'm not like I'm stepping into something that it's completely alien to me. Like I said, it's like we're gonna have a boxing fight on Saturday with absolutely no experience. Of course you're gonna overthink that. You're gonna be like, well, I'm not prepared. I haven't trained. How can I have a fight on Saturday? That's different though. I think going back to when I first started the online therapy stuff, which was a couple of years ago now, and I really held myself back on doing the socials because like doing the recording, the reels, and putting content, and a lot of stuff that helped. The reason it took so long to do it was because I was worried about what people would think. Look at this idiot here; he doesn't know what he's talking about, and it'd take me that long to record a video because I was trying to get it absolutely perfect, and nobody gives a shit at the end of the day. Nobody cares.
No, they don't. And the thing is, you're only going to get better once you start doing it, once you start applying stuff. And it is. It's all about practice.
All about practice.
Take time. Yeah, you're not going to be perfect. I mean, look at us. We go back to the first podcast we did, and how bad that was. And it was just like what we were talking about. And it takes a lot of time to refine.
It's like that. You just sorry, Johnny. That a bit earlier. Then when you were talking about, you're kind of just discussing unhooking. So you're like unhooking from difficult thoughts and feelings. Like you said, it takes practice. It's practice. But you reckon that, it's like we were saying, we can recognise things. We're doing self-awareness work by reflecting back on these past experiences. Kind of like, right, well, when I did start doing the socials, I've been able to now look back and do a bit of a deep dive and recognise that at the time, I didn't want to post. I didn't want to record. I was worried about what people would think of me. I was worried that I didn't know what I was talking about. X, Y, and Z. You know, but like now with a new now, if I've got a new experience or there's something new I'm going into, I can use that past experience and transfer it into the new one. So it's like I am probably going to have these thoughts cropping up again, that self doubt, but I know that I can do it because I just need to. I need to stop and just pause and think about it.
Yeah.
You know, that,
No, definitely. I think
not easy. It's not easy doing it. Otherwise, we won't be talking about it.
No, it's not at all. And I think you can get carried away. I do think you always think more when you sort of, I don't know, you might be in a bad place or you're not moving and you're ruminating on stuff. And 90% of what you think about never happens to you.
No, it doesn't happen. You
So
overthink it.
do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. So you build it up in your head and it becomes this big monster. You know, like a devil sort of thing, and it's just loads of thoughts. But yeah, you can overcome that.
You can. It's like with you know, when you're in your car, when you're in your car and you go past you're actually driving at 30, but then you go past a mobile speed van and you get past it, and then you're like, did I do 30? Did I do? I was speeding.
Yeah.
And then probably for the next couple of hours, you're going to be dwelling on it. You're going to be overthinking it. Oh shit! I'm going to get a speeding fine, and I'm going to have to do that speed awareness course, or I might get the points. You know, that kicks in for a few hours, but at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's already happened. It's out of your. If you've got a speeding fine, that now is out of your control. You can't control that. That's the inevitable. But you know,
and it.
Go on.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt there. I think as well, it takes you away from being present as well.
Yeah,
Coming back to that, like me and you can be a lot more present now in social situations, whereas before I'd be thinking about, oh, I need to do that later, or I'm doing that tomorrow, and you miss them little moments. But yeah, coming back to it, it can like gravel up into a certain thing where you think, oh my god, it's like, you know, you're thinking all the time about stuff. But yeah, I find you know, being present as well, overthinking, it's always going to be there. It's something that you thought. I mean, it's like it's a safety mechanism as well. So we're always going to be, you know, it's there to protect us at the end of the day. That's why we do it. We overthink. We don't overthink about the good things, do it? It's always about bad things. So it's always about, oh, I can't, you know, that's it. Going out onto the street, I might, you know, get hit by a car, or this might happen, or that might happen. I mean, if we overthought about good things all the time, we wouldn't be bothered about them, would we?
Well, you only have to watch.
Do you know what I mean? But it's all.
You only have to watch a food documentary on Netflix now for you to overthink everything. Like, watch something on there, like these stupid documentaries they put on Netflix about you can't eat that and you can't eat this because it'll give you cancer or it's going to do this to you. If you lived your life like that, you wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's like it's like there's people. Well, it's like there's people now talking about air fryers being dangerous. Right? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I'm going to live my life the way I'm going to live my life, and you're not going to tell me what to do. And that's what everybody else can do. Got to be. It's like what I said to you. You know, I'm not going to like if you have to do something or something where I don't know, you have to do this and that because society tells you to do that.
Yeah.
Right? That's is that what society? What about what you want? You do what you want.
Yeah.
You don't do what society what you value. Yeah, it's your life at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I remember. I can't remember when I got assaulted years ago. Remember that in London? And was that before Bulgaria? And I remember like I would say at the time, was that probably 2012? I think, Johnny, roughly 12, 13. I remember the run up to that. Those whole 12 months, it got dragged out, this case, and I remember the day before the court case. Like, my confidence at the time, just in general, like was
Yeah, it did.
years like that.
Yeah,
It was like spiraling out of control. I used to overthink everything, and I couldn't eat a thing the day before. Like I remember being sat on the landing, like with my head I had my head in my legs, between my legs. I was like rocking back and forth on the stairs. I was like thinking, am I going to get in trouble? What am I going to be like if I stand up in court and I can't speak anything? And oh, mate, honestly, if you'd have got inside my brain that day, it was horrific. I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat. And then I remember when it was over, and I just got a big slap up meal. But like the run up to that, like in terms of I could not see. I couldn't rationalise anything. I couldn't understand why. I couldn't understand why I was going to court. It was actually for my benefits, really, because I'd been assaulted, but I couldn't rationalise that. I didn't understand it because I was that controlled by my thoughts, and I let them control me. That I was overthinking that much. Yeah, it's crap.
No, that's and as well,
Sorry, mate.
you know, you were talking about. You said you were talking about it rocking on the stairs and stuff. You're thinking about that. It's stressing you out. What else is it doing to you? You can't relax.
Yeah,
You're probably getting shit sleep.
Didn't sleep
Not
a
eating
wink.
right. Yeah, didn't sleep. So you look at all this, and it does affect a lot of things. So
Burnout. It's part of
you know,
burnout. That adds to your burnout fire.
yeah,
You're adding more fuel to the fire. You just get more burnout. People associate burnout with work. Work can cause it. That's just one of the risks that can cause burnout. But you've got other things going on in your life that can add more fuel to the fire. You know, like I said, these external circumstances do add to the burnout. They do massively.
yeah,
One more experience as well. I forgot about that. Actually, when I got into university, I was late. I went back late, didn't I? Which was, I think it was again. It was probably 2012 when I went, and I remember at the time, like, because it was an NHS degree, it was funded by the NHS, my degree. But I had to do it was like going for a job interview. I had to do this really complicated interview, and I couldn't prepare for it because my brain was in overdrive, was overthinking it. Again, I didn't eat the night before. I couldn't sleep a wink, and I think I was living. I can't remember where I was living at the time, and I had to drive to Sheffield. It was the longest drive, and again, I did it though. I'd say the positives from that was I was able to step out of that comfort zone. So there was an element of self awareness there because I did see the positives. I thought if I don't go to this interview today, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like that shaped me. Like I obviously went and got on the program, and then I studied and stuff like that. But that's what I tried to. I did rationalise with that, but I was overthinking it. And obviously, them skills have got better over the years. But the fact that I could see the fact that I did step out of my comfort zone. I still went to the interview. It was horrific still, but I still did it. I got on the course and I just moved from there really. But
yeah. See, that's an achievement in itself, isn't it? Like celebrating small goals as well. You know.
Celebrated that, yeah. Well, I've only it's funnily enough actually though. I've only the last few years been able to look back at that and go, wow. Whereas probably even like at the start of my occupational therapy career, I wasn't able to look back at these sort of events and go, wow, you know what? I've actually come a long way and I can recognise that I've done this. But sometimes you can't. When you are controlled that much by the way you feel in your thoughts, you can't look back and reflect at that. It's difficult, isn't it? You know, look at your experience.
I know. Yeah, you know, going through.
I remember you growing up. Like you held yourself back a lot because you used to overthink. You'd overthink everything, mate. Like I remember at school up until a few years ago, really. Like I've got to admit, you'd probably similar. You'd hold yourself back. You wouldn't step out.
Yeah, I would do massively. Yeah, I'd stay in my comfort zone a lot in work, out of work. You know, not set boundaries. You know, it was all sorts of things. and sometimes you think that's who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I say it goes back to thoughts and feelings, overthinking stuff. And I used to be consumed with stuff going, "Oh, I'm not good enough. I can't do this." And I'll look at them. I always look at other people. I do that a lot. But yeah, I mean, it's mad because listening to stuff online and that, you see reels on Instagram. But there's one of them that sticks out, and it's basically like if you know how you are now, you used to wish for that moment, for this moment now, for the stuff that
Yeah,
you're doing,
exactly.
and what you're achieving. You used to wish for that. It's just like take a moment and enjoy it because you
Savor
used
it.
to hope for
Savor it.
this, to get to that point. Yeah, favour it, and
Savor
like
it.
this, we've got this. We started it now. We started the group, and you think, wow, look at it, celebrate it, and yeah, less overthinking, more like celebrating your successes and
There's,
what's the
there's,
work
there's,
you
there's
put in.
loads of work you've got to do, and I think I think we're doing a lot of good work in the group as well. I think there's a lot of good work we're doing, but
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
because like we were going back to at the start of this call earlier, we just said like everyone's on a different path. So like some of the advice that we do post in the group, and then people ask
yeah,
us questions, or how do you do that? Sometimes it can be difficult to answer that because it's your own personal, unique journey. So, that's when we would recommend
yeah,
as well. It's kind of like, if you do want to make a change but you're not sure how to, that's where we sort of we would recommend incorporating the one-to-one coaching with us, because it's like we can only answer so much. We're quite restricted because we don't know the ins and outs of that person's journey. Without
well,
without
that's
without
it.
doing a bit more work with them.
Yeah, delving into it, and
Yeah, you've got to delve in a
people
bit.
are like, well, how can
Yeah.
I change? You know,
How can it change? What
you've got to get
we
into.
can, we can,
Yeah,
yeah, we can sort of give advice around that. But if it's going to be more tailored, more bespoke, you've got to do the one-to-one coaching. I think because it's your own unique journey. It's like
mm,
it's like generic advice we're giving, but obviously if
yeah,
that if you need more work, then it's kind of like you do, especially around overthinking, because this, like we just said before, this stuff can take ages to sort of iron out. And it's understanding it,
yeah,
it's understanding it, because
yeah.
it all comes
That's
from here.
it.
It's all the way. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
been good. Been good. That I
Be
thought
better.
I've enjoyed that.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've
No,
enjoyed that one tonight. The
quite
overthinker.
good.
I thought
Enjoy it.
yeah, yeah,
Nice, yeah. After a busy day, which I said to you,
yeah.
just snowed
Got
under and rained under. Just
got a few emails to send now, and
you
then
get a bit of relief.
say again, pal.
Mm-hmm.
What did you
So you
say?
get a bit of a release from.
Yeah, you
You get
do.
a
It's
bit of
been
a
good. It's
release
been
from
good.
talking.
Yeah, well, definitely. I think I'm on 8,000 steps nearly now, so I'll try and hit my 10 to that tonight before the end of the. What about you?
And before we go, we'll talk.
Yeah.
I'm just going to relax now. I've done my 8K run, so happy
Good
with that.
man.
Been slugging it out all day. Yeah, so I'm just going to have a bit of food, watch football. Is
Sure.
it
Like.
League Cup tonight, isn't it? So
Yeah,
yeah, chilling
Newcastle
out
and
tonight. But
Arsenal tonight. I'll watch that. I think if I'm allowed.
Arsenal, yeah, so that'll be a decent game there. So apart
Two
from that,
0
I'll be
2-0.
just chilling out. But
Yeah, just mate.
while we're on the
Mate.
subject of football, it's Ronaldo's the goat's birthday today. A special mention for the goat, which I know you always love. You love getting him back. Little word on that.
I'm old.
What have you got to say? 40.
Say again. Say again.
4-0. It's 40.
4-0. Is he 40 today? Yeah. Ah, yeah, he will be.
Yeah,
Well, he's number one,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
He's number one.
Yeah.
I'll send him a message later.
Um,
I'll send him the podcast later. He might watch it.
yeah, that's it.
Maybe we
He
could
is the
get him on
goat,
air.
isn't he?
Maybe we could get him on air as a guest.
Ronnie. Yeah.
Get him on air.
Hello, yeah.
3-way conversation.
Yeah,
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff.
yeah.
Right,
Smashed
let's wrap it up.
it. Yeah, nice one. Right,
You soon,
take it
pal.
easy, guys.
See you. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.